what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka the Medusa. Hey, if this is your first time, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell every time I post up new content. Listen, people, everybody saw the fight last Saturday. And then you say one thing, right? He just said, well, hey, look, I ain't got no excuse. This, that, and the third, I got outboxed. Then a couple days later, he won't come out saying, well, my legs wasn't with me because I wore a 40-pound suit to the ring. Now, I'm going to tell you something, people. 30 years I've been in the gym. 21 of those years I've been in the Army. Running, doing ruck marches. You know, sometimes the ruck be 50 pounds. And we walk miles with you walk, so we be walking some miles, right? So you mean to tell me that this so-called professional athlete that happens to be a boxer, right? He couldn't carry an additional 40 pounds. Maybe even, I really don't know how long he had to walk from his dressing room up into the ring. But I'm going to tell you something, people. Like I say, you supposed to be, you doggone professional athlete, right? So, not to say for you to actually just go out there and do something ridiculous, right? But if your legs get tired out less than 5 minutes, then all what the fuck that tells me, right, is that you ain't the type of person that you claim to be. You supposed to be a doggone professional athlete, and you try to tell me that your legs that got tired before you get to the ring? Come on now, people. That's either bullshit, well, it's all of it is bullshit, right? Oh, no matter what level that you look at it, it's bullshit. Until you can build your legs up a hell of a lot more than what the fuck they are, you don't need to be boxing no goddamn body. You know, just either that or leave the heavy shit alone. Like, plain and simple, you know. Now that we got that out the way, you know, not to say that anything on a more serious note than anything, but just like what I always tell y'all, every time I come on here, I always tell y'all that social media, or so-called social media, which that'll be another topic for another show, right? They already gonna give me one. So apparently they passed a bill yesterday, anti-lynching, you know, Emmett, and for those of y'all that actually really know the history or the so-called bullshit history about that incident, right? Here it is, like some 60 plus years after the fact. Now they want to pass a bill. But then you gotta ask yourself the simple question, people, why the fuck it take so long, first and foremost? Right? And it's quite simple. This shit didn't happen, the shit never took place. Right? Ever since so-called slavery happened, right? And then when Abraham Lincoln, he signed whatever the hell he's supposed to have signed, right? So now you got all of these people, right? For the most part, that they really don't know what the fuck to do with, right? So for whatever reason, the powers that be on both sides, and I've talked about this in plenty of previous shows, right? When you got the powers that be on both sides, that'll be like, okay, well, we think the same way. And then 9 times out of 10, everybody else ain't gonna think the same way that we do. So what we gonna do, we gonna do some bullshit, we gonna put some bullshit stories together. Like the slavery, that was bullshit, right? And if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, when your babies, you go to the babysitter or whatever, the babies, they ain't worried about color. They just looking at the simple fact that, okay, there's somebody over there, he looked like me or she looked like me, crawling around on the floor like me, got a diaper on like me, hey, let's be friends. And then you see it all the time, people. Little kids, right? They ain't really worried about color. The only time when color actually really becomes an issue is when motherfuckers start carrying their ass to school. And then they learn about bullshit slavery. And that's where the motherfucking separation starts, right there. The kid that you was, that you really wasn't looking at color, now you looking at that person just a little bit different than what you did before you even carried your ass to school or start going to school. So they were like, okay, then the separation happens or it starts to happen. Then this bullshit Emmett Till story, it takes place. And the shit just becomes wider and wider and wider and wider. I mean, think about it, people. Every so-called white, so-called black incident that happened, even back then or even now, right? You already know who the fuck gonna get off. OJ was an exception to the rule. But in the end, he still ended up going to jail over some other shit. So the thing about it though is this, people. Don't always believe what these motherfuckers tell you. Right? Because it's bad enough that they pump bullshit in the first goddamn place. But then when they sit up here and say, well, hey, look, we gonna kill one of your own and you ain't finna do shit about it. Right? That within itself should piss you off more than anything. But then again, if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, that's all what the fuck this is. They do this to try to keep the masses separated, right? And I truly honestly believe that right today is the main reason that we as a people, motherfuck color, that we as a people don't get along the way that we do now because we too busy listening to what the goddamn history book done told us, listening to what motherfucking Emmett Till done tried to tell us, Trayvon Martin, all that shit, right? Every time I do a show, I always tell y'all, hey, look, actually really go and do research on this shit, right? Divide and conquer. That's all what this is about. But these motherfuckers, they quick to say, hey, united we stand, divided we fall. Just like I say, everything was good and then the whole 9/11 thing happened, they all hit a cop. Right? But just know that they created that shit too. Put it like this. What people like me that come on doggone YouTube and we talk about stuff like this of this nature, right? Now, whether you actually really get it from me or anybody else, right? It ain't meant for everybody to catch right off. Because if that was the case, then these motherfuckers would show up be in trouble, right? But the thing, what the fuck I ask y'all is actually really just stop and think about it and say, wait a minute now. What are they actually really trying to pull off here? Right? Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, no, I'm not going to sit up here and say that people don't die, people don't get kidnapped. That's not what I'm saying here. Right? But just like I said, the previous show that I did on Emmett Till, I said this. I'm like, okay, teenagers die every day. They got lynched every day. But this makes news. That particular one made news. Right? The same thing with the whole Kanika Jenkins case. Right? That shit, that didn't happen. You rape somebody and then you gonna let them go loose? Knowing damn well that they could actually really call the police? Or knock on somebody else's door in that hotel and say, hey, these motherfuckers raped me. Where they at? Oh, they few doors down. She couldn't do that, right? People die each and every day over fucked up circumstances. But only a select few make the news. Got it. Just like Kobe Bryant, right? And then, how about she finna go sue the doggone helicopter company, right? Okay, if you got all this goddamn money, what the fuck you suing them for, right? Unless you ain't got no money. Then you want to charge them people $224 for a ticket. So look, it was 20,000 people there. At $224 a ticket, you do the math, people. She got over like a fat rat, right? And don't believe that shit talking about, well, the money go to the motherfucking charities, all that. No, them motherfuckers pocket that money. You don't believe me? Just like say, go whatever doggone organization they claim that they donated that money to, Freedom of Information Act. Ask them where that motherfucking money went to. So, all I'm trying to tell y'all is this, people, we all have a role to play, right? Some of y'all or some of us may actually really get more of the attention than everybody else, right? But then again, that just goes to show you how fucked up this society is, right? If you look at all of the people that are born every day on a daily basis, or if you look at everybody that dies on a daily basis, well, they only gonna pick out a select few and put it on the TV? This is what the fuck we do, right? Okay, got it. But here's the deal, people. Deontay Wilder, don't you carry your ass back in the ring until you do some real serious leg work, right? Or stop wearing heavy ass shit, them bullshit ass costumes to the goddamn ring, right? As far as the whole Emmett deal, y'all already know how the fuck I feel about that. Right? That shit did not take place. Right? Go back and look at the doggone documentary. That mama gonna say one thing, then you go look at the body. Sitting up there looking at the goddamn teleprompter or whatever the fuck, whatever like they had for her to read every once in a while. Right? So it is what it is. Vanessa Bryant, you gonna go sue a helicopter company for fucking what? You ain't got no money to say so. Right? So with that being said, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your uncle, tell your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, across the street, round the corner. Paulus Harris, aka the Medusa. I'ma holler at y'all.